Hello, Nova.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm really grateful to be able to do this.
I'm so happy that you've been able to join me for this video testimonial for Christina and your experience with Psych-k. Could you please tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So my kids and I experienced a really traumatic event. My youngest daughter got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and the hospital called CPS on us because we lived an alternative lifestyle. And at one point, CPS took my kids from me, and we fought to be reunited, and we sued them, and we won a lot of money. Our case won $700,000. So it was a big ordeal, but a lot of trauma in there. And I had tried so many things to heal myself and help heal my children around all of it. And I knew that I needed something on a deeper level, something that wasn't just intellectual, something that was, in my body. When we experience trauma, it really changes our bodies. And I knew that my body was holding so much fear and anger and resentment and just so many things. And I was, I lived in a lot of fear around, being fully myself, living my life fully, being afraid that things would happen again, stuff like that. And so Christina had offered to do Psych-k with me and had talked about it and suggested it, and I tried it, and I was hooked on the first session. Yeah. So we did Psych-k over the course of 6 months on various things in life, not just the trauma. With Psych-k, the sessions were instantaneous. I felt better about that thing instantaneously. And so we started using Psych-k to help as things would come up, because it was during my lawsuit with them. So we had things like depositions to go down and talk for, entering into the state of California again, which, I had like panic attacks about, a lot of anxiety and fear around being in that state and the possibility of that kind of thing happening again. Another, thing that happened because of the CPS stuff was it kind of stunted my growth in other areas of life, business and things like that. And so I use Psych-k, I should say, as a tool to kind of get myself back on track with entrepreneurship and dealing with things like depression and stuff like that came up because of the trauma that we experienced. So we did Psych-k for 6 months, about 6 months initially. And then when I got my settlement money from the lawsuit, I went and got certified to become a Psych-k facilitator, because I was so moved by this tool and this ability to be able to help people on such a deep, profound level. I experienced, immediate results with it. I experienced long-term results. I'm still experiencing long-term results from the work that we did. And then over the past 3 or so years, I still go to Christina for my Psych-k work. Even though I'm a facilitator, it's just more profound to do it with her. She has a really, really unique gift for it. I've talked with facilitators. I went to the training, was around facilitators, things like that. And Psych-k is an incredible tool in and of itself, but there's some kind of magic that Christina brings to it that just throws it over the top. It's just so deeply profound. She knows exactly the statements to say. I mean, gosh, they are just juicy and powerful, and I've just experienced so much emotional clearing and deepening because of this work that we did. So yeah, highly recommend Christina specifically for this work. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. I'm deeply grateful for your testimonial, and I'm so happy for your deep healing.
Yeah.
For your amazing changes. I know what you're talking about. I'm doing Psych-k with Christina as well, and I'm experiencing such profound changes, and it's just amazing. And like you said, she knows exactly what you need, the statements, balance, and everything. She's like your inner guidance. It's like amazing.
Yes, very much so. Very, very much so. And, I love her heart. She really has such a big heart and really, really wants to help people, really wants to, give people what they need to be able to create change in their life. You know, like that's so important to her. And it comes through in everything that she does.
Yeah,
It really comes through. And she just holds space so beautifully. Yeah, I mean, remembering specifically this one balance. After my kids were returned to me, we were in California, and I just was living in this high level of anxiety. And we finally were able to, leave California. We moved up to Oregon, and just crossing those state lines, I just felt safe again. It's the first time I'd felt safe since I'd gotten my kids returned to me. But then we had to go back down into California for the lawsuit stuff. And I was so terrified to go back down there. I was so afraid that the CPS workers would be vindictive and try to find me and all of this stuff. It was a really big, I was having panic attacks, even getting ready to go down there. We did one balance, and I instantly just felt totally at peace, totally comfortable in my own skin, totally grounded. And that feeling lasted for the rest of the week until we left. And then I was waiting, I was like observing my body as we crossed the border back into California. And I was just like, oh, wow, yeah, we're back in California. I had like one little tear of just like, oh my gosh, we're here and I'm totally okay. And I remember just driving through California, just looking at everything, being like, gosh, it's so beautiful. I love like the mountains. Like I was just so at peace and able to enjoy my experience because I didn't have all of that anxiety that was tangling up the energy in my body and tangling up my mind. I just was so totally at peace, and I was able to just drive through there and feel safe and feel like everything would be okay. Like I could handle whatever would come, whatever it was, that I was okay. And it was just such a profound change, right? Like instantaneous and lasting, profound change. And that's how all of the Psych-k balances are that I do with her. Whenever I do them, I remember, I've written about our work multiple times on Facebook, and so it pops up in my memories. And even though I don't remember those feelings now, although sometimes I kind of experience them, but just recalling them, I'm like, oh, right. I remember feeling before like I would have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake, and I'd be slamming my feet on both of them trying to get somewhere, right? But then after doing Psych-k, it's like my foot came off the brake and I was able to just go. I was like, there was nothing inside of me holding me back anymore. And I was able to just move forward and create profound things because of it. I remember feeling like there was a tether attached to me. And no matter how high I climbed this mountain to achieve this goal, I would just get snapped back to, that bottom ground, that place where, quote unquote self-sabotage or whatever it was that was doing, I would just snap back into that old place, and I didn't want to be there anymore. And through doing this work with Christina, I feel like that tether was gone. I was able to just handle the things in front of me, not feel like I'm being blocked by the stuff that's pulling me back. And that stuff that was pulling me back was my own energy inside my body. And so being able to do Psych-k with Christina really helped me to clear that stuff away so that I was able to just climb those mountains and be the greatest me that I could possibly be.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. It's been an amazing experience. Such an amazing experience.
Thank you for sharing, Nova. Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Yes, thank you for putting this together. I would love to support Christina in every way possible because I love the work that she does. And if I can tell my story and it helps people see how they can help her, I want this for them too. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yay.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this, Brenda.
Thank you.
Bye.